Today's topic is about significance of TCA cycle. There are lots of significance of TCA cycle and each one is most important for medical biochemistry. So first we will look at significance of citric acid cycle. It is that different list of significance is given. Complete oxidation of acetyl-CoA is occurring in a TCA cycle. There are lots of ATP generation in TCA cycle. So one molecule of acetyl-CoA that is providing 10 ATP molecule. TCA cycle is considered a final common oxidative pathway. Integration of all major metabolic pathway in a TCA cycle. Fat is burned on the weak of carbohydrate as well as excess carbohydrate are converted as a neutral fat. That all can be explained with the help of this citric acid cycle. No net synthesis of carbohydrate from the fat as well as carbon skeletons of amino acid finally enter in a TCA cycle. Now, this TCA cycle is considered amphibolic in nature. Amphibolic means both anabolic as well as catabolic. One more thing, TCA cycle have a anaplerotic role. So all these important points are discussed in this video. So one by one we will look. First, that is complete oxidation of acetyl-CoA. So carbon dioxide removal step. During TCA cycle, total 2 carbon dioxide molecule are removed in the following reaction. First one, that is oxalosuccinate to the alpha ketoglutarate formation. During that time, 1 carbon dioxide molecule is removed. Oxalosuccinate is produced from the isocitrate and oxalosuccinate, that is unstable molecule, and immediately 1 carbon dioxide is removed and forming alpha ketoglutarate. So alpha ketoglutarate, that is 5 carbon molecule. Now this alpha ketoglutarate is converted into the succinyl-CoA. So succinyl-CoA, that is 4 carbon, and again this alpha ketoglutarate is removing 1 carbon dioxide with the help of enzyme alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme. So acetyl-CoA contains 2 carbon atom. Now these 2 carbon atom of acetyl-CoA are now removed in the form of 2 molecule of carbon dioxide. So in a reaction of step 3 and step 4, that is oxalosuccinate to the alpha ketoglutarate and alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl-CoA. So it is considered complete oxidation. So net result is that acetyl-CoA is completely oxidized during 1 turn of the TCA cycle. So in this picture you can see that oxalosuccinate to that alpha ketoglutarate formation, 1 carbon dioxide is removed. Same way alpha ketoglutarate to the succinyl-CoA, 1 carbon dioxide removed. Now initially acetyl-CoA is entered and with the up to reaching that succinyl-CoA, 2 carbon dioxide is removed. So it is considered complete oxidation of acetyl-CoA because initially oxaloacetate which is entered, at the end of cycle we are getting it back. So that is complete oxidation of acetyl-CoA. Second significance or importance, that is ATP generating step in a TCA cycle. Now in TCA cycle you have to remember that total 3 NADH, 1 FADH2 and 1 GTP molecule is generated. These 3 NADH on oxidation by electron transport chain will give rise to the 3 into 2.5 is equal to 7.5 ATP because each NADH that is able to generate 2.5 ATP in a electron transport chain. Further, 1 FADH2 which is generated, that is producing 1.5 ATP. In addition, 1 molecule of GTP is formed by substrate level phosphorylation, so 1 ATP is generated. So total 7.5 plus 1.5 plus 1, so total 10. So hence per turn of a TCA cycle 10 ATP are produced. So only 33% of energy is trapped as a ATP. Rest is utilized to maintain body temperature. So you have to remember lots of ATP is generated, but that is only 33% of the total energy. Rest is very important to maintain body temperature. So almost all the biochemical process use ATP for meeting energy needs, and that is provided with the help of Krebs cycle. And this ATP is mostly utilized for the muscle contraction, active transport as well as biosynthetic reaction. A thermodynamically unfavorable reaction when coupled with hydrolysis of ATP, that it will become favorable. So ATP is utilized whenever that unfavorable reaction need to be performed in the body. So in this picture again it is explained, one NADH that is generated in step 3, another in a step 4, and lastly step 8 that is also generating NADH. So total 3 NADH, as well as step 6 that is generating 1 FADH2 that is producing 1.5 ATP in a ETC, and lastly that one substrate level phosphorylation with the help of succinic thiokinase enzyme. So total 10 ATP is generated per cycle of a TCA. Further, This TCA cycle is considered a final common oxidative pathway. So citric acid cycle may be considered as a final common oxidative pathway of all foodstuff. Simple that carbohydrate is monomer unit that is considered a glucose. For fat, monomer unit that is considered as a acetyl CoA, and for protein, that amino acid that is considered as a monomer unit. So several pathway can converge at this point of TCA cycle, with the result that carbon atom from one source can be used for the synthesis of another. So ultimately it is oxidized in this TCA cycle. So here some example is given: glucose, that is monomer of a carbohydrate, convert into the pyruvate. This pyruvate that can be able to convert into oxaloacetate, as well as it can be able to convert into acetyl CoA. Further, this acetyl CoA that is also derived from the fatty acid, so that is carbohydrate and fat. Further, what about the amino acid that is discussed here? So tryptophan that is converted into the alanine and finally entering in a pyruvate formation. Further, aspartate that is also able to convert into the oxaloacetate. Now next, alpha ketoglutarate. So glutamate amino acid that is converted into the alpha ketoglutarate, as well as histidine, arginine and proline that is also converted into the glutamate and then alpha ketoglutarate. Same way, this odd chain fatty acid that is able to convert into the propionyl CoA, then it will be converted to the succinyl CoA. Valine, isoleucine and methionine that is also converted into the propionyl CoA and then succinyl CoA, then it is enter in a TCA cycle. For the fumarate, you have to remember two aromatic amino acid, that is phenylalanine and tyrosine, that is converted into the fumarate and enter in a TCA cycle. So different amino acid that is also able to enter in a TCA cycle. So that is called final common oxidative pathway. It is TCA cycle called as a integration of all major metabolic pathway. So first, that is carbohydrate are metabolized through glycolytic pathway. So glycolysis, glucose to pyruvate formation. Then this pyruvate can be converted into the acetyl CoA, which enters in a TCA cycle. Another, that is fatty acid. Through the beta oxidation of fatty acid are broken down to the acetyl CoA and then enter in this cycle. Amino acid, so after transamination reaction enter into a some or other points in this cycle. So in the picture we have seen that different amino acid that is enter at a different level. Simple amino acid that is categorized in a glucogenic, ketogenic or both. So depending on that it will enter in a TCA cycle. So the integration of all major metabolism is achieved at junction point by key metabolites. So that is consider integration of all major metabolic pathways. Now, one more most important thing and frequently asked as a comment question as well as viva question, it is said that fat is burned on the wick of carbohydrate. Here a picture of candle. So simple, it is given example, mostly this candle that is mostly made up of the wax. Wax is a symbol of a neutral fat or simple fat. Okay, now this thread, mostly this thread is made up of the cotton, and this cotton that is basically a cellulose, and this cellulose that is considered as a carbohydrate. So simple, if candle is there but this carbohydrate molecule is not present or this thread is not present, this wax is not able to burn. For the burning of this wax particular, this thread is needed. Same way, fat, for the burning of fat in our body, this carbohydrate is needed. Here suppose this thread is considered a carbohydrate and wax is considered a fat. Same thing is occurring in our body. So how it is occurring, that we will look in the next. So fat is burned on the wick of carbohydrate. The oil in the lamp or simple in candle wax particular itself cannot be lighted. The flame needs a wick. So that thread is needed. Similarly in the body, oxidation of fat, that is acetyl CoA, needs the help of a oxaloacetate. One passage of cycle oxidizes acetyl CoA into a 2 molecule of carbon dioxide. Now here oxaloacetate act as a true catalyst. Catalyst means enzyme. It enters into the cycle but is regenerated in the end of TCA cycle. So same as a definition of enzyme. What is that definition of enzyme? It will take part in the reaction but at the end of reaction it will come back. Same way oxaloacetate enter in a TCA cycle but at the last step that oxaloacetate we are getting back. So this oxaloacetate is also called a true catalyst. So sometimes common question can be asked why oxaloacetate is called as a true catalyst in relation to the TCA cycle. The major source of oxaloacetate is considered pyruvate, and this pyruvate is mostly derived from the glycolysis pathway of a glucose, that is basically carbohydrate. So basically we need oxaloacetate which is derived from the carbohydrate, and this oxaloacetate is helping to metabolism of acetyl CoA, that is considered as a fat. So for the burning of fat, that is acetyl CoA, oxaloacetate means carbohydrate is needed. So it is said that fat is burned on the weak of the carbohydrate. So hence carbohydrates are absolutely required for oxidation of fats, or fat are burned under the fire of carbohydrate. So it is most important point in this TCA cycle. Further, excess carbohydrate are converted as a neutral fat. So excess calorie are deposited as a fat in adipose tissue. Simple. Anyone taking that excessive calorie, so it may be in the carbohydrate or lipid form, but if there is a excessive carbohydrate, then what happen? The pathway is glucose, so carbohydrate is converted to glucose, then glucose to pyruvate. Now if excessive pyruvate, then it is converted to the acetyl CoA. Now energy is not needed, then cell will not metabolize acetyl CoA in a TCA cycle, but it will lead to the deposition in the form of fatty acid, and this fatty acid is further converted to the triacyl glycerol and deposited in a adipose tissue. So however, fat cannot be converted to the glucose. So reverse of this acetyl CoA to pyruvate is not possible, because pyruvate dehydrogenase reaction, which is converting pyruvate to acetyl CoA, is absolutely irreversible reaction. So that is called that excess carbohydrate are converted as a neutral fat. So any type of excess energy is taken, that is ultimately converted into the fatty acid. Now one more significance: no net synthesis of carbohydrate from fat. Here again you have to remember that important reaction PDH, that is pyruvate dehydrogenase. This reaction converting pyruvate to acetyl CoA, but it is totally irreversible, means acetyl CoA cannot be converted back into the pyruvate. So acetyl CoA entering in the cycle is completely oxidized to the carbon dioxide by the time the cycle reaches the succinyl CoA. Now, so acetyl CoA is completely broken down in the cycle. Thus, acetyl cannot be used for the gluconeogenesis. We cannot say that acetyl CoA enter and it is converted into the oxaloacetate and enter in a gluconeogenesis pathway. But acetyl CoA once enter in a TCA cycle, then finally completely oxidize in the form of carbon dioxide. So acetyl CoA cannot be used for the gluconeogenesis. As well, acetyl CoA to PDH, that a reaction that is particularly irreversible, you have to remember. So therefore there is no net synthesis of carbohydrate from the fat. Further, simple, you have to remember, carbohydrate to fat conversion is possible, but fat to carbohydrate is not possible. This reaction is, you have to remember, pyruvate as a carbohydrate is converted into a acetyl CoA, that is considered as a fat. Enzyme, that is PDH, that is irreversible. So that is PDH reaction is irreversible. So further, next significance, that is amino acid finally enters in a TCA cycle. So some amino acids such as leucine catabolized to acetyl CoA are not converted to the glucose, because pyruvate to acetyl CoA, that is PDH reaction, is irreversible. The acetyl CoA molecule either enter the TCA cycle and completely oxidize, or channel to a ketone body formation. Now, hence they are called a ketogenic amino acid. So, any amino acid making acetyl CoA, it will metabolize in a TCA cycle or convert into a ketone body formation. So, whatever the amino acid making acetyl CoA called as a ketogenic amino acid. While glucogenic amino acid also get converted into the intermediate of the TCA cycle. So, all these intermediate of glucogenic amino acid is again shown here. So, which amino acid converted into the pyruvate, that is tryptophan and alanine. Further, which amino acid is converted into the oxaloacetate, that is aspartate. One more, alpha ketoglutarate. Mostly glutamate is converted into the alpha ketoglutarate, but some other amino acid like histidine, arginine and proline, that is able to convert into glutamate, then enter in a alpha ketoglutarate. For the propionyl CoA, one thing, that is odd chain fatty acid, and one more, that is valine, isoleucine and methionine, that is also converted into propionyl CoA, then succinyl CoA. For the fumarate, again you have to remember that aromatic amino acid, that is phenylalanine and tyrosine, that is converted into the fumarate. Now, amphibolic pathway. So TCA cycle is considered both anabolic as well as catabolic. So all other pathways such as beta oxidation of fat or glycogen synthesis are either catabolic or anabolic in nature, but TCA cycle is truly amphibolic, means both catabolic and anabolic in nature. So there is a continuous influx, means some molecule are entering, and continue efflux means some molecule are continuous removing from the or utilized from the TCA cycle of 4 carbon unit from the TCA cycle. So TCA cycle is considered metabolic traffic circle because various compound enter into or leave from the TCA cycle for the various need of the cell. So important anabolic reaction, first one that is oxaloacetate, that is considered precursor of the aspartate. Now aspartate is utilized for the various nucleotide formation as well as in important metabolic pathway. So alpha ketoglutarate can be transaminated to glutamate, and from that glutamate again GABA or other important protein can be synthesized. Succinyl-CoA is used for the synthesis of heme. Simple, succinyl-CoA plus glycine, that is making delta ALA, and that utilized for the heme formation. Further, mitochondrial citrate is transported to the cytoplasm, so where it is cleaved into again acetyl-CoA to provide substrate for the fatty acid synthesis or the cholesterol formation. So mitochondrial citrate, when sufficient citrate level is there, TCA cycle is not working, then this citrate will be transported to the cytoplasm, and this citrate will provide acetyl-CoA, and that can be utilized for the fatty acid synthesis or the cholesterol formation. One more, that is anaplerotic role of the TCA cycle. So the TCA cycle act as a source of precursor of biosynthetic pathway, like heme is synthesized from succinyl-CoA and aspartate from the oxaloacetate. So anaplerotic, first we will understand what is anaplerotic. To counterbalance such losses and to keep the concentration of the 4 carbon units in the cell, anaplerotic reaction are essential. So this is called anaplerotic role of TCA cycle. First, ana means up, plerotic means to fill. It is a one kind of a Greek word. So suppose there is a excessive heme requirement in the cell. So for the heme requirement, basically this succinyl-CoA that is mostly provided from the TCA cycle. So TCA cycle succinyl-CoA is generated, and that can be utilized for the heme formation. Same way, whenever this aspartate is needed for the various important molecule formation or protein formation, oxaloacetate of TCA cycle will be diverted to the aspartate formation. So there is a counterbalance of whatever the losses, sudden losses or sudden requirement inside the cell. So keep up concentration of all these 4 carbon molecule which are generated like succinyl-CoA, succinate, oxalate, fumarate, malate, that all 4 carbon units can be balanced in the cell with the help of this TCA cycle. So this is called an anaplerotic role of the TCA cycle. So anaplerotic reaction are filling up reaction or influx reaction or replacing reaction which supply 4 carbon unit to the TCA cycle, as well as that can be utilized for the different cellular activity. So again, that it is explaining this acetyl-CoA that can be utilized for the fatty acid as well as cholesterol formation. Now alpha ketoglutric acid, that is mostly a 5 carbon, but from that 5 carbon, so first that we will look at acetyl-CoA that can be utilized for the fatty acid and cholesterol formation. Oxaloacetate, that is providing oxaloacetate, that is 4 carbon molecule that can provide to make aspartate molecule. One more, that is alpha ketoglutric acid, that is 5 carbon, but from that 5 carbon glutamic acid is generated, and that can be utilized for the GABA important neurotransmitter formation. For the succinyl-CoA, we have already discussed that succinyl-CoA is needed for the heme synthesis. Apart from that, succinyl-CoA can be utilized for the ketolysis or ketone body formation. For the malate, this malate is providing important substrate for the gluconeogenesis, particularly in the starvation. This malate is provided, and this malate can be utilized for the new glucose molecule formation. So other important anaplerotic reaction of the TCA cycle are pyruvate to oxaloacetate by pyruvate carboxylase enzyme, and it needs ATP. So pyruvate is converted into the oxaloacetate by pyruvate carboxylase. It is also a first reaction of the gluconeogenesis. So it is also considered anaplerotic whenever the gluconeogenesis is needed. Glutamate is transaminated to alpha ketoglutarate, And same way, aspartate is converted to the oxaloacetate. So glutamate and aspartate both are important acidic amino acid. So that is providing molecule for the TCA cycle in the form of alpha ketoglutarate and oxaloacetate. Pyruvate can be carboxylated to malate by NADP plus dependent malic enzyme. So that is also one way that NADP is utilized, where pyruvate is carboxylated to malate, particularly with the help of malic enzyme. So these all are the important anaplerotic, means to fill up or to make a important molecule. These reaction are utilized. So that's all about the all important significance of the TCA cycle. So each one is important for the discussion, comment and viva question.